Kids, I'm going to tell you an incredible story. The story of how I met planes. People have been filled with a desire to fly ever since the dawn of time. While some have tried and failed, others established the groundwork for modern airplanes. Like this monk named Eilmer, he conducted glider experiments to be able to fly in the 11th century. And I suppose you are familiar with the drawings of some kind of an aircraft designed by Leonardo Da Vinci. Also, there is a myth saying that in the 17th century, a man named Hezarfen Ahmet Çelebi actually wore the wings he had designed and successfully flew over the Bosphorus. These are examples from different regions and different eras, but there are many stories that prove people wanted to be up in the sky, thus bringing the era of aircrafts. French brothers Joseph-Michel and Jacques-Etienne Montgolfier designed a hot air balloon in 1783. It managed to travel 5 miles, 8.5 kilometers, in about half an hour. After a short while, an engineer named Henri Giffard accomplished the first steam-powered air flight. He designed a cigar-shaped airship powered by a 3-horsepower steam engine and driven by a 3-bladed propeller. He traveled exactly 17 miles, or 27 kilometers, from Paris to Eilmer with this airship he named Giffard Dirigible. The flight was the first example that a steam-powered airship could be steered and controlled. But the design was abandoned because it was easily affected by weather conditions. However, it gave hope for a bigger invention, the airplane. All these experiments in flying inspired the Wright brothers in their work. After studying the numerous gliders made by others, Orville and Wilbur Wright built the very first airplane in 1903. The American brothers accomplished the first gas-powered flight in history after taking off and flying for around 131 feet, or 40 meters, for 12 seconds. Now that the airplane was out there, guess what humanity used it for? Yep, for war. The first airplane ever used in a war is a monoplane flown by Italians against the Ottomans. If you need detailed information about how airplanes are being used as war technology, you can check out our awesome series, Combat Tech. After the end of World War I, the developments in airplanes continued at full speed. From 1929 onwards, humankind was bent on developing airplanes, and in 1947, Chuck Yeager broke the speed of sound, flying 662 miles per hour, or 1,065 kilometers per hour, at an altitude of 40,000, with the plane named X-1, and opened a new era in the history of airplanes. In 1952, jet engines began to be used in passenger transport and for commercial purposes. Jet-powered airplanes have become more and more common in the world. They became one of the most popular and effective ways of travel. So, now you know the whole exciting story with its ups and downs. Of course, it's no more exciting from the story of how I met computers. Didn't I ever tell you that story? Oh, it all started when,